the Son of Yahweh enfold you with His Spirit and His love. Let Him fill your heart and satisfy your souls. Let Him have the things that hold you, and His Spirit, like a dove, will descend upon your life and make you whole. We are so grateful today to be counted in the land of the living, and for we all know the terrible things that our nation is going through, our world is going through with this pandemic. We're losing thousands of people a day of this dreaded disease. It's just taking people away, both the young and the old. So we're going to ask you to continue to be safe and do what you need to do to keep you in a good place, okay? Keep the physical distancing and wash your hands. Avoid crowds, major crowds, until this thing blows over, because we want to see you. We want you around for a long time. We are so grateful to the Father for His grace and His mercy towards us, and He's worthy to be praised. It's a song that's resonating in my spirit. What a mighty Yahweh we serve. For when we look around and we see His awesomeness in the decorations of the atmosphere, when we look into the skies, we see all the lovely designs and things that He placed in the heavens, the sun, the moon, the stars. When we look around here, even on dry land, how He had boundaries for the water. There's boundaries where the water can't cross. I'm telling you, isn't that amazing? Yes, and His ability to handle any situation that confronts the earth, that confronts His people, that confronts nature. For He is the sovereign Yahweh. All right, we're going to ask you to go get your Bibles or your devices, your phone devices, or whatever apparatus you're going to use as we share today's word. Those who are willing, I'm going to ask you to push your share button. Share this video with your friends on Facebook or whatever social network you are using, because I promise you it's going to not only bless your life like it blessed my life, but it will bless their life as well. Every now and then, out of the plethoras of music genres comes an artist or a song that impacts our life like none other in a major way. For me, it was a song that was performed by the wonderful, great actress / song bird, the singer, Bette Midler. From her monster hit movie, Beaches gave birth to the song, The Glory of Love. This song educated me on the offerings of life and what life brings. We have no choice in some matters and some choice in others. But ordinarily, life, Marcellus, it just happened. But I would like for you to indulge me as I share with you the lyrical contents of the song that still plays a major role in my life on how I relate and respond to things in my life, whether it be good or bad. The song goes on to say, you got to give a little, take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the story of love. That's the glory of love. Then it goes on to say, you got to laugh a little, cry a little, until the clouds roll back a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. Then it goes on to say, as long as there's the two of us, we've got the world and all its charms. And when the world gets through with us, we've got each other's arms. You got to win a little, lose a little. Yes, and always have the blues a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. I'm telling you, I feel like singing that a little bit. You got to give a little, take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. You got to laugh a little, cry a little, till the clouds roll by a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. I'm telling you, this song has been a blessing to me because it caused me to look at life differently. And so now I understand that in life some rain must fall. Yes, indeed. It's going to fall whether we like it or not. We can't control it. And because of our human frailties, oftentimes our emotions are released inwardly and not outwardly, and we conceal them. And as a result of its concealment, we have a lot of pinned-up emotions bearing traces of hurt, pain, and brokenness. Our lesson topic for today is face off. I'm free to worship. Let me say that again. Face off. I'm free to worship. Stay with me. I'm not going to be long. There are those who praise and worship Yahweh, our God, while broken and in pain. A lot of things are going on in their lives that's causing discomfort Then there are those who praise in spite of what they are going through because they believe their breakthrough is going to come through their praise. Do I have anybody out there that's of that mindset? I can imagine the current crisis in heaven right now, in heaven's atmosphere, in its battle against climate control. What are you talking about, Sutton? As a result of our praise and our worship, heaven has been saturated and bombarded with polluted praise and worship. It's a crisis that's going on in the heavens. My brothers and sisters, I want to illuminate for your understanding that our praises ought to reflect our worship and not our brokenness. Oh my, I think I said something major there. It's worth saying again. It's worth repeating. I said our praises ought to reflect our worship and not our brokenness. We ought to know the difference. King David, who was an ultimate worshiper who pleased the heart of Yahweh, shared some nuggets of wisdom through his didactic psalms. There you will find out of the pericope of Psalms that King David instructs us to praise Yahweh for his goodness, his kindness, his mighty acts. Praise him for his sovereignty. In other words, the contingency of your praise should be predicated upon him meeting your needs. Let me say that again. I said the contingency of your praises shouldn't be predicated upon him meeting your needs and solving your problems. That is not, we ought to praise him. He deserves a worthy praise because of who he is. The recording artist Anthony Brown echoed King David's sentiments best through his stellar Grammy Double Award recognition hit song, Lord, You Deserve It. He nailed it with that one. Yahweh deserved praises without an attachment. Without an attachment. Now, of course, it's common courtesy to express your gratitude or praise when you've been granted or awarded something that favored you. It is the appropriate thing to do. To acknowledge his goodness and his kindness, that's what David said, and celebrate it. But however, your praise offering shouldn't only reflect your gratitude, it ought to reflect your worship. I'm going somewhere. Stay there with me. Just stay there with me. You see, when your lifestyle reflects its worship, it's your life that bears your witness before Elohim, who then honor your sacrifice of praise. Apostle Paul encourages the congregation to present themselves a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Yahweh. You'll find that in the book of Romans. So I ask you, my brothers and my sisters, what does your worship look like? Who does your worship look like? You see, some people praise Yahweh the Father over all kinds of mess that's currently going on in their lives. That's not acceptable. I want to share a scripture with you coming out of Hebrews chapter number 12. And the writer here says, now I'm reading from the New International Version. For since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Yeshua, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. You can't praise him any kind of way. Tell your neighbors you can't praise him any kind of way. But Paul admonishes us to present your bodies a living sacrifice so we can offer up pure praise. But we must worship in spirit and in truth. So my brothers and my sisters, it's time to drop that weight. It's time to face off and worship in the beauty of holiness. I got good news for you today. Today is your day of liberation. Yahweh is going to free you from out of bondage. He's going to bring you out of Egypt, and so you can be free to worship him. Something else I need to bring to your attention is that your praise is not going to transform you. In other words, you can go to the house of worship and praise, give praise and exaltation, and you can dance until you pass out. But it's not going to change your situation, for the Bible tells us that we are transformed by renewing of our minds. See, those who are going through something, it's going to continue until you change your way of thinking, the way you deal with your situation. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this confession. Oh, you're not going to change today. Starting with this confession that's going to help us address our current and past disappointments and sins. We're going to see it for what it is. First, starting with the men for their failed leadership. Men, I don't care what you do, where you are, whether you're driving or you're just sitting in the comforts of your home. Repeat after me. It is what it was. I'm no longer in denial. I will no longer blame others. I can only blame myself. It was my choice. Come on, let's say it one more time with conviction. Let's accept it. We're going to accept this. It is what it was. I'm no longer in denial. I can no longer blame others. I can only blame myself for my failed leadership because it was my choice. Women, for your failed relationship, I want you to repeat after me right there in your seats. Repeat after me. We got to come face to face with ourselves, with our problems, and stop blaming others. Come on, ladies. I saw the flags, but I chose to ignore them, thinking that my faith would be good enough. But I was wrong. Let's repeat that. I saw the flags, but I chose to ignore them, thinking that my faith would be good enough. But I was wrong. The mental anguish from years of abuse, from our psychological, emotional, and physical trauma that we were subjugated to as a result of choice, contributed to us not moving forward and able to enjoy the abundance of living. My brothers and sisters, it's time to neutralize this grip it has on you by recognizing and acknowledging that it is what it was, speaking that which was into what is to be. The verb was is the predicate of the verb meaning to be. Oh, I can see a transformation taking place right now. Many of you are living in a perpetual vicious cycle of years of struggle, hardship, disappointments, brokenness, because you're remaining in a defeated posture. You have become imprisoned by your unfortunate circumstances that resulted in your lingering in heartaches, misery, pain, frustrations, disappointment, and you won't face off. You won't address the clone image in the mirror. What you see in the mirror is what you created. The mask is on, securing the fortress, but the confinement shields life within. And outwardly you stop living because of your pent-up, hidden emotions. I know I'm talking to somebody. Your tears, no one can see your hurt. No one can feel your pain. No one will ever know why, because it's been concealed. You put on a facade. You have on a mask. You're not truly living. My brothers, my sisters, it's time to overcome. And do know that you're more than a conqueror. There's greatness that awaits you. However, a particular action must first be initiated, moving you beyond doubts and fears to embracing your faith in whom you believe, in whom you know who's able to turn your situation around and work it out for your good. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that's within me. Bless his holy name. Let all the earth rejoice, for this is the day that the Lord, Yahweh, has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Oh, what an honor and a privilege it is to be counted as one of his children. And I don't take that lightly. No, I do not. For in that posture alone, we're granted just many, many privileges, and to be the son of the Almighty Yahweh. I'm telling you, what an honor, what an honor. We welcome you to a broadcast or a special announcement. The Lord has been good to Touch of Grace Ministry. It's been a 7-month shutdown, and we haven't gone lacking. I'm grateful. We're not a large ministry. We don't have a lot of members, but the Father has given us faithful members. We have not gone lacking in anything. As a matter of fact, Yahweh has been blessing His people even in the midst of the storm. And I'm coming to you tonight for the special announcement because I've been getting calls and texts and emails. Pastor Sutton, we want to come visit your ministry. We really enjoy your virtual broadcasts and your sermons and just the ministry altogether. And we want to come visit your ministry. And so I've noticed that many churches are easing back into their regular worship experience. But like I told you, until the Lord release me, we're going to continue to go virtual. But I do have a special announcement on tonight. Now, for the remainder of the year 2021, we will continue our virtual recordings and virtual services. On Wednesday nights, we have our midweek Vesper at from 6 to 6:30 p.m. And on Sabbath at 6 p.m. we have our Sabbath of Vesper. But here's the good news. Beginning the new year, the first Sabbath in January, I believe that's January 2nd, we will have our in-person service, in-person service, and we will do that every first Sunday of the month, only once a month. Beginning the new year, we will be doing the in-person live services. That's once a month, every first Sabbath in the month, January, February, March, April, and we're going to do that all the way to June for 6 months. Yes, we only coming in person to fellowship once a month, and then in June 2021, hopefully then we'll be out of danger, that we can continue our regular service. So remember, for the remainder of the year of 2020, we will continue our virtual service. And those of you who like to be a blessing to the ministry, you can cash app us at Touch of Great TOGM 1907. And whatever the Lord lays on your heart to give, you can do that. For those who watch our broadcast, I don't even put that up. We do have our contact information, but I don't put up our cash app or how to give, because my main purpose is just, and I'm so grateful that we have the ubiquity of the internet to continue this gospel. So it didn't quiet us at all. It didn't silence our voice. Because of the internet and social media, we're able to continue to bring life, the word of Yahweh, to your homes or whatever apparatus you're using, whether your phones, computers, that we're able to do that. And we are so grateful. Keep Touch of Grace Ministries in your prayers, for there are wonderful things up on in the horizon for us, things that we trust the Father to do for us. We ask Him for, and I'm telling you, we're on that right path. So remember, I need you to continue to practice physical distancing, okay? Physical, not social distancing, because I need you to stay in contact with one another. We want to stay in contact with you where we can continue to share good news to you. So remember those guidelines. Continue to wash your hands, keep that distance from individual people that think it's not over with. Matter of fact, it's starting right back up. So don't take this thing lightly, or don't be foolish about it. Use wisdom, and you stay safe when you do that, because we want to see you in January 2001, on January the 2nd. So be blessed, and we'll see you on